Yo, what's up, guys? Back at you with another one on today. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, and push the word all that you may be able to receive every upload and notification that comes from this channel. All right, guys, we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about 2020 NFL prospect, linebacker safety, Isaiah Simmons. The guy pretty much can do it all. There's nothing that Isaiah Simmons cannot do. And definitely, man, he's going to be a high pick in the 2020 NFL draft. And we just want to talk about how good this kid is and why the Detroit Lions definitely need a guy like Isaiah Simmons on the team. Now, if you know the way that the Detroit Lions run their defense, they run a 3-4 base or a hybrid or man press out of that. And sometimes you can run zone as well. And pretty much the Detroit Lions are in need of a stud, whether it be a linebacker or whether it be somewhere on the defensive line. The Detroit Lions need star players. And when I look at Isaiah Simmons, I look at a guy that has nothing but the dog nature in him. The Detroit Lions, they had a great offseason, but as far as picking up guys that you feel like there's going to be a stud or a guy that's going to stick out on defense, I don't see anybody that I feel like the Detroit Lions have taken in the offseason that will be that type of player that they need to be for the Detroit Lions. And so we come to this. We come to the NFL draft. You know, guys, the draft is on the April 23rd. I believe it's the 23rd through the 25th, and it's going to be done a little bit different. It's going to be a virtual draft. So this is the first time that we're going to see a virtual draft, and guys are probably going to be at home with their families and celebrating with their families. So I think that that's going to be awesome as well. But Isaiah Simmons, man, I got to say that this kid is awesome. It's nothing that he can't do on defense. Even when he had his interviews at the Combine, they pretty much kept asking him, what position do you play and what do you want to play at? And the only thing that this kid kept saying is, I play defense. And you can put him anywhere, man. The guy has the speed to play corner. He can play he can play safety, and he can play linebacker, and he can also rush the passer. So wherever you need Isaiah Simmons, you can place this guy. Now, some people say that that might be too much to give a guy that's a rookie coming in, placing him and putting him all over the place. But I want to talk about another player in the NFL that he kind of said that he kind of takes his game from, and that's no other than the Honey Badger. Now, we know the Honey Badger is one of those type of players that is a hybrid player, and he has been having success in the NFL. And the Honey Badger has just come off a Super Bowl win against the San Francisco 49ers. And the Honey Badger is not as big as Isaiah Simmons is, which Isaiah Simmons is definitely a freak of nature. He's 6'4", 240 pounds, and the guy is just that type of guy. And if you're the Detroit Lions, you must consider drafting Isaiah Simmons. Now, I know that there may be other agendas for the Detroit Lions. I'm not going to say that they're going to take Simmons, because I could be totally wrong. But I definitely think that the Detroit Lions need a player that is going to be a stud and stands out on defense. When you look at the Detroit Lions defense, you don't have any dogs on defense. You don't have any guy that really stands out on defense. And I think if they draft a guy like Isaiah Simmons coming in, this guy is going to be a dog on defense, and that's what they need. The Detroit Lions have always needed dogs out there on the field. And I definitely think that Isaiah Simmons, I already gave him a nickname, and that's the Cyborg. I just think that this guy is just amazing, man. And the things that he do out on the field is definitely good. He can keep up with tight ends. He can keep up with guys that are playing in the slot. There's nothing that this guy can't do. And he does have some weaknesses to his games. But at the same time, you know, what player that plays defense that doesn't have something that he needs to work on? All NFL players have something that they need to work on, sometimes being lost in blocks and things of that nature. But other than that, I really, when I started watching film on Isaiah and I looked at him and I really had to understand what type of player he was, because I knew that he was going to be a guy that's being moved around. But when I saw him against North Carolina, and when he blew up that running back and was able to get the sack on the quarterback, I said, look at here. This kid is going to be something awesome. And if you're the Detroit Lions or you're the Detroit Lions fans, you have to love getting a guy like Isaiah Simmons and what he offers and brings to the table, because this is what the Detroit Lions need. I know that in the offseason they picked up a lot of linebackers, but it's not a guarantee that these guys will make the team or be on the roster. I know they picked up guys like Ragland and guys like Elijah Lee and things of that nature. And they also picked up Jamie Collins, which I think Jamie Collins would definitely be a part of the defense. But when I look at a player, man, I look at Isaiah Simmons, man. I look at him as a guy that is able to transcend and come in there and be the type of player that the Lions lead. The last time that the Lions had a nice linebacker, and that was a couple seasons ago or 3 or 4 years ago, was DeAndre Levy. That was the last time that the Lions had a linebacker that was really, really awesome and really good, and was really, really good in coverage. That's one thing that I can say about DeAndre Levy. He was very good in coverage. And I just think that the Detroit Lions need to make sure that they do their homework. And definitely, man, Isaiah Simmons is the type of player that you want to bring on the team. The guy brings the versatility to the defense. This is something that Patricia loves. He loves guys that are versatile. If you know what Matt Patricia likes, he likes guys that can be placed anywhere, and you never know where these guys are going to be coming from. And with a guy like Isaiah Simmons, I think that the Detroit Lions can utilize him in that hybrid role. I think that Isaiah Simmons could be a Tyrann Mathieu on the defense. I think that he could be a honey badger type of player on the defense. And I just think that what he brings to the table is something that the Lions need, and they can't afford to pass it up. If they don't grab a guy like Chase Young and they decide to go with Jeff Okudah, or they decide to go with Isaiah Simmons, I think they won't go wrong out of all 3 of those picks. I think they are solid picks, and that they do need a corner, but you know you can always get a corner later in the draft. But I just want to say and state the claim that the Detroit Lions need to be committed to getting a star player on defense, and I think that Isaiah Simmons can be that prototype of star that they need on the defense. They need a guy that's going to be in there and be able to command that huddle, be able to command that defense. And I just think that he can do it, man. He got leadership written all over him. He got dog written all over him. And this is the type of player that the Lions need to be able to change the defense and the course of what they're trying to do. Because if the Lions do not win this season, definitely there probably is a strong possibility that Matt Patricia and maybe Bob Quinn will not be with the franchise anymore. But if you're Bob Quinn, you got to hit the home run. Like my boy MicroMike would say, you got to hit the grand slam. And that is just something that they're going to have to do. They're going to have to hit the grand slam in the draft. They're going to have to get nothing but impact players. And I think that that's what Isaiah Simmons brings to the Detroit Lions. He'll bring that impact player. He'll bring that blue chip. He'll bring that elite type of defense, and a guy that you can place anywhere and do anything with to be able to throw the offense off. So, all right, guys, let me know in the comment section, what do you think about the drafting of Isaiah Simmons? Peace.